Hello. I'm making this partially because I want to give feedback on the changes to grappling hook in the second patch, and also partially because I just have a bunch of clips of it that I need to put somewhere, and this seems like a good place, so I'm gonna do it here. But grappling hook changes in the second patch are kind of interesting and kind of weird, and I think that I should talk about it now while this stuff is still kind of getting worked on and changed pretty freely. So, for starters, the default grappling hook ability has been buffed from 20 to 26 blocks, and it's been slowed down slightly. And I think this is good for a basic like movement spell change. I think it's solid now. It's easy to obtain as well. But the upgrade for it, stronger hook, gives 4 blocks of increased range, which is really not that much, and it's incredibly hard to get to. And I think that the extra thing added onto this to kind of make it worth it is that it gives you more speed and it's a stronger pull, but I'll explain why it's just a horrible ability. In addition to being very far down the skill tree, it's I think 10 ability points if you go through the tracker route to get to grappling hook, and then 15 ability points if you don't. So it's a pretty big investment, and it wouldn't matter so much if you were restricted from getting Hurricane, which gives you more arrows. Um, by taking it, I think you're 1 ability point off, which is kind of frustrating, but I don't really mind being locked to one or the other, as long as the abilities are kind of similar, because I think I have a clip of Hurricane that I'll probably put here, but it's an incredibly strong ability, and in having all these arrows, it increases your like knockback to the point where you can sustain velocity if you have it and move in directions, and it's a really good piece of utility. But the stronger grappling hook is awful because what it does is in speeding up the hook, it effectively gives you less momentum. And the reason why is because grappling hook is calculated off of where you are at the point where the hook hits a block, and then it pulls you based on that. And so if you hit it earlier, it gives you less of a pull since you're closer to the hook, and it just makes it weaker. And the upgrade to strength doesn't justify uh, using it at all, unless you use it to move horizontally, but that's pretty weird considering that it's clearly intended to be a vertical ability, and you should just get like some bare minimum amount of walk speed and you'll be fine. And I think that it should be changed. Either the upgrade should be made way more accessible and kind of remain as is as like a kind of weakish small upgrade, or you can do either buff the range a lot or do something in the middle. I don't know. It needs to be changed though, especially because 10 times out of 10 everybody is going to pick Hurricane because it's just so much better. And I think the other thing that got changed with grappling hook in the second patch is that it no longer goes through barriers. And previously, it would travel through barriers, like pretend it didn't exist, and then if it would hook onto a block, it would just pull you normally. And for whatever reason, this was removed. I'm not sure why, and it's kind of frustrating having my grappling hook hit random barriers in SE, NESAC, really anywhere. There's so many of them just because it's a very vertical ability. I think that should get added back as well. And I've run out of clips, and that's about it. Goodbye.